Hello everyone, I am Digambar Ufade, Assistant Professor in KTHM College Nashik. I welcome you all in the first lecture of Theory of Estimation. Today I will deliver lecture on the topic Point Estimation and Unbiasedness. To study the inference, we require some basic terms. In that first is population. The population is an aggregate of an objects. It is set of all similar atoms or events which is of interest for some question or experiment having some common characteristics. If we are interested to study the height of the students from KTHM College Nashik, so all the students from my KTHM College Nashik, the height of all the students from KTHM College Nashik is my population. If I am interested to study the marks of TYBSc statistics students, then all the students marks from TYBSc statistics class is my population. So this is the one concept. Then sample. Any part of the population under study is the sample. So out of that students, if we select the height of only 100 students or marks of the 10 students, so this selected students is the sample. Then third is parameter. The numbers that describe characteristics of scores in the population. A parameter is a fixed number. In practice, we don't know its value because we cannot examine the entire population. If f of x comma theta is the PDF, in that case we say theta is the parameter. Then statistic, a function of sample values which does not involve unknown parameter theta is called a statistic. The number that describe characteristic of scores in the sample is the statistic. Then sampling distribution of t. The probability distribution of statistic t is called as sampling distribution of t. Last is standard error. The standard deviation of t is called as standard error of statistic t. So these are the basic terms we required to study. Then inference means to drawing a conclusion. Inference mainly divided into two parts. Number one is inductive inference and number two is statistical inference. The inductive inference means a process of constructing model on the basis of experimental data and drawing conclusion from it is the inductive inference. Number two is statistical inference. It means making decision about population based on information collected from sample. So this is the statistical inference. Statistical inference has two parts. Number one is estimation and number two is testing of hypothesis. Estimation. Theory of estimation was introduced in 1930 by Professor R.A. Fisher. It consists in obtaining valid information about parameter which characterizes the population through sample observations. And estimation is also divided into two parts. Number one is point estimation and number two is interval estimation. The point estimation means it is a single quantity based on sample data used to estimate the parameter, and interval estimation is interval which is formed by two quantities based on sample data within which parameter will lie with very high probability is the interval estimation. And the meaning of the word estimator is statistics used to estimate population parameter is called estimator, and the estimate the value of the estimator is called as estimate. Then the meaning of parameter space is the set of all possible values of parameter theta is called as parameter space. It is denoted by script h. For example, if we take a binomial distribution x follows binomial with n is equal to 5 and p, then the parameter space for the parameter p is, probability is lies between 0 and 1. So p 0 is less than equal to p is less than equal to 1. In the second example, if x follows Poisson distribution with parameter m, then the m takes value 0, 1, 2, 3. So parameter space is the set of values of m such that values are greater than equal to 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. This is your parameter space. Then there are some properties of estimator. Number 1 is unbiasedness. Number 2 is consistency. Number 3 is efficiency. And number 4 is sufficiency. So first we will see the first property of estimator, unbiasedness. This we will see on the board. The first property of estimation is unbiasedness. Let x1, x2 digest up to xn be a random sample from probability model f of x comma theta for all theta belongs to parameter space. A statistic t of x1, x2 digest up to xn, that is the function of sample observation, is said to be unbiased estimator of theta if expected value of t of x1, x2 digest up to xn is equal to theta for all theta belongs to parameter space. So this is the definition of unbiasedness. But if expected value of t of x1, x2 digest up to xn, in short we can write this as the expected value of t. If that value is not equal to theta, then t is biased estimator of theta, and the amount of biased estimator is denoted by b of theta and is defined as or given by b of theta is equal to expected value of t minus theta. According to the sign of b of theta, if b of theta is greater than 0, then T is called positively biased estimator. And if B of theta is less than 0, then T is called negatively biased estimator of theta. So this is about unbiasedness, definition, properties of unbiasedness. First property is unbiased estimator is not unique. Unbiased estimator is not unique. So how to prove this? Let x1, x2 dash up to xn are IID random variable with mean theta. Means what? Expected value of x1 equal to expectation of x2 dash up to expectation of xn having mean theta. Correct? Consider T1 first statistics, that is x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. And if you take a expectation of T1, that is expectation of x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. So you will get expectation of x1 plus expectation of x2 plus expectation of x3, expectation we can take inside, divided by 3. So expectation of x1 is theta, theta plus how many times? 3 times, 3 theta upon 3, so answer is theta. And we define the second statistics T2, which is equal to x1 plus twice x2 plus thrice x3 divided by 6. So which is equal to, this implies what is expectation of T2, which is equal to expected value of x1 plus twice x2 plus thrice x3 divided by 6. So which is equal to expectation of x1 plus twice expectation of x2 plus thrice expectation of x3 divided by 6. So which is equal to expectation of x1 is theta plus twice theta plus thrice theta divided by 6. So answer is 6 theta upon theta, 6 theta upon 6, which is equal to theta. So therefore T1 and T2 are two unbiased estimators of theta, hence proved. Unbiased estimator is not unique. Correct? Then the second property of unbiasedness is Unbiasedness is preserved under linear transformation. Unbiasedness is preserved under linear transformation. So in this case, we have to show that if it is unbiased estimator of theta, then AT plus B is an unbiased estimator for A theta plus B, where A and B are constants and the value of B is not value of A is not equal to 0. So if you take expectation of AT plus B, what will get? We can take expectation inside. So A into expectation of T plus B, so which is equal to A theta plus B. So according to this, we can say that unbiasedness is preserved under linear transformation. In property number 3, the third property is, this is your second property, and the third property is, if T1 and T2 are unbiased estimators of theta, T1 and T2 are unbiased estimators of theta, then there are infinitely many unbiased estimators of theta. There are infinitely many unbiased estimator So given that, how to prove this? T1 and T2 are unbiased estimators. So this is given, means expected value of T1 is equal to theta for all theta belongs to parameter space, and expected value of T2 is also is equal to theta for all theta belongs to parameter space. So we define T, statistic T, as a into T1 plus 1 minus A into T2, and the value of A is lies between 0 and 1. Then if you take expected value of T, which is equal to expected value of A into T1 plus 1 minus A into T2, so which is equal to, if you take expectation inside, you will get A into theta plus theta 1 minus A, correct? So which is equal to A theta, because the expected value of T1 is theta and T2 is also theta. So A theta plus theta minus A theta. So your answer is theta. So therefore there exist infinitely many, because your value of A lies between 0 and 1. There are infinitely many values in the range 0 to 1. So you can take any value, for that you will get the different t. Therefore there exist infinitely many unbiased estimators. Then there are some theorems related to this topic. First theorem is theorem number 1. If T is unbiased estimator of theta, if T is unbiased estimator of theta, then prove that T square is positively biased estimator of theta square. So how to prove this? So given that T is unbiased estimator of theta, so this term is given. So this implies the expected value of T is theta. So this information is given. So you know the formula for variance of T is equal to expected value of T square minus expected value of T whole bracket square. So this is by definition. This implies if I take expected value of T square as it is, which is equal to variance of T plus expected value of T whole bracket square. But you know expected value of T is theta. So variance of T plus theta square. Expected value of T square is variance of T plus theta square. But you know variance of T is always greater than 0. So this implies if you remove this variance of T from this, expected value of T square is always greater than theta square. This implies expected value of T square minus theta square is positive. So this is the amount of bias estimator, that term is greater than equal to 0. Therefore T square is positively biased estimator for theta square. So this is the first theorem related to T square. The theorem number 2 is if T is an unbiased estimator of theta, then square root T is negatively biased estimator for square root theta. So to prove this, given that T is unbiased estimator of theta. So expected value of T is what? Is equal to theta. Here we are interested in square root T. So variance of square root T has the formula expected value of square root T bracket square minus expected value of square root T whole bracket square. Correct? So which is equal to expected value of T, square root gets cancelled, minus expected value of square root T whole bracket square, variance of square root T. So here we are interested in expected value of square root T. So you know expected value of T is theta. So expected value of square root T whole bracket square is equal to expected value of T minus variance of square root T. Correct? Then expected value of T is theta and variance of square root T. So this is the answer of expected value of square root T whole bracket square. What is the expected value of square root T here? Which is equal to under root of theta minus variance of under root of T. And you know variance of T square root T is also greater than 0. That term is greater than 0. So this implies if I remove this term, so expected value of square root T, that term is always less than square root theta if I remove the variance of. So this implies expected value of square root T minus square root theta is less than 0. So B of square root T is less than 0 implies square root T is negatively biased estimator. Correct? Then theorem number 3. Let T1, T2 dash up to Tk be all unbiased estimators of theta. Let T1, T2 dash up to Tk be all unbiased estimators of theta. Let A1, A2 dash up to AK be constant such that A1 plus A2 plus dash up to plus AK is not equal to 0. Then T is equal to summation over I is going from 1 to K AI Ti upon summation over I is going from 1 to K AI is an unbiased estimator of theta. So how to prove this? T1, T2 all are unbiased estimator of theta. The meaning of this is expected value of T1 which is equal to expected value of T2 which is equal to dash up to expected value of Tk. All these terms is equal to theta. So consider this term expected value of T. which is equal to expectation of summation over I is going from 1 to k ai ti upon summation over I is going from 1 to k ai. And if you take expectation inside, you will get summation over I is going from 1 to k ai expected value of ti divided by summation over I is going from 1 to k ai. So expected value of ti is theta. You can take outside the summation. So theta summation over I is going from 1 to k ai divided by summation over I is going from 1 to k ai. So this term gets cancelled. So your final answer is only theta. Therefore t is equal to summation over I is going from 1 to k ai ti upon summation over I is going from 1 to k ai is an unbiased estimator of theta. So these are the theorems. Thank you.